Over the next few videos, we're going to build automation or intelligence into the families by using the parameters to automatically update certain things based on what is happening with the family. In this case, what I want to do is create a boardroom table where the number of chairs on the side of the table will automatically update depending on the length of the table. To start this family, we're going to have to build the chair. So for that, going to New, and the template that I'm going to use is metric furniture. Now to speed things up in this one, I'm going to build it as a 2D flat family. We also need to explore the concept of nested families, which is one family loaded into another one. So once we've built this chair, we're going to load it into a line-based family, and there we're going to set the parameters to automatically update the number of chairs depending on the length of the array. And once that is done, we'll take that family and then load it into our final boardroom table family. So I'm going to start by going to the Annotate tab, and I'm going to use symbolic lines to draw out the chair. I'm starting with a general size, something like that should be fine. Adjust it a little bit. Using an arc just to round these edges a little bit. And I'm going to press TL on the keyboard. That will give me thin lines. I prefer to work with it that way. And then use the trim and extend tool to just trim these lines to each other. Now you can see I'm only building one side of this. Basically when I'm done here, I'm going to mirror it over to the other side. So I know it looks exactly the same. Also it saves time. Going to line again, just to do the armrests. Obviously the exact look of this isn't that important. It's more about having something to work with. So I'm making this up as we go along here. You could delete that using trim and extend again, just to trim those lines to each other. Looks okay. Now just some additional detail. Let's give it some kind of support there. Something needs to hold it up. Something like that. Now I need to mirror this over to the other side, so I'm selecting all of it. And I'm not sure if this chair is exactly in the center, so I'm not going to use this center line. I'm going to draw my mirror plane. So there you go. Which then mirrors that over to the other side. Obviously this is a little bit big. So using the move tool, and adjusting the size a little bit, that looks fine. And then I'm going to draw backrest using an arc. I'm going to start with this, do an offset of that, about 40 millimeters. Yep, that works fine. And then to the bottom as well, like that. Again, just some finishing work. Actually, I should be mirroring this because it could be that this is not exactly in the center. So you can see they're not exactly the same, so I'll fix that now by mirroring it. Just want to fix this part up. Right, let's delete this part, we won't need it. And then selecting this, I'm going to draw a mirror line down there. There we go. And then finally, again using the symbolic lines. I'm just going to do some kind of support there. And there we go. We have an office chair. Now I need to make sure that this sits in the middle. I don't really care about that point, but I want it to line up exactly in the middle here. So I'm going to select it, move tool, grab the center point here and just move it onto that one there. And there we go. This family is now ready to be loaded into another one. So I'm going to save it. It just makes managing all the families later easier. And we'll call this one office chair. Save. Right, now to load this into the other family, I'm first going to open a new family. And the template that I'm going to use for this one is the metric model, generic model line based. And open. Okay, now this type of family basically gives us this one parameter, and it's a length. And when you place this family into another one, you're basically going to specify 2 points. You're going to click to set it down, and you're going to click to specify the second point, which is this. Now, whatever happens between those 2 points is up to you. If you, for example, choose to do an extrusion, universal beam extrusion between these 2 points, and you place this into another project, you will click for the start point of the beam and the end point of the beam. In our case, what we're going to do is we're going to create an array of chairs between these 2 points. And then we're going to let the length of this line dictate the amount of chairs that's going to be inside that array. So to do that, I'm going to start by going back to the other family that I created, the office chair. I'm going to click on load into project and then place it in this one right there. Now we're ready to work with this one. So in the next lesson, we'll look at using the array to adjust the amount of chairs and also linking that array and the parameters to the length value that we have in this family template.